Shalom, shalom, Yahshua. All praises to Yahweh Mashiach. Indeed, his mercy endures forever. We are your servants from the Light of Zion. Welcome to our late night show, Life or Death. Let's start with the book of Colossians chapter 3 and verse 17 to give thanks to the Most High by HaMashiach for all his multiple blessings in our favor. This is the book of Colossians chapter 3 and verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Adonai HaMashiach, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by him. So, the Most High commands us to do everything to him via HaMashiach. Because HaMashiach is the door. HaMashiach is the gate through whom we have to go through. Israel, if you are able to hear us clearly, please put your name and where you are listening us from with the number 12 if you are able to hear us clearly. Know that we are your servants, we are here for you. The title of the class tonight is Faithful Israelites. There is a reason why we write the title with the name. You see, faith is in capital, all in capital letters, hyphen, full, F-U-L-L. There is a reason for that. As we go along, you will see why. The title of the class tonight is Faithful Israelites. Please put your name and where you are listening us, and in what city and state you are listening us from. The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Adonai HaMashiach, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by him. The Most High commands us to do everything to him via HaMashiach. Because HaMashiach is the security officer at the gate. He is the one that gives us access again to the Most High. Thank you very much, Brother Solomon McFadden. Thank you, my brother. May the Most High through HaMashiach bless you all. Captain Paul. The Most High commands us to do everything to him via HaMashiach. Priest Kairom, my brother, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, brother. Brother Solomon, from South Carolina, my brother, all praises to Yahweh Mashiach. May Yahweh Mashiach bless you all. Faithful Israelites. What does that mean? Let's go to the book of Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1. As we come into the truth, we have to have an understanding of what the Bible says concerning faith. Let's see what faith is according to the book of Hebrews 11 verse 1. According to several scholars, they say they do not know the author of the book of Hebrews. But when you look at the book of Hebrews, you can clearly see that Apostle Paul was the one that wrote this letter. Even in some Bibles, you will see that they put epistle of Apostle Paul to the Hebrews. They put that in some Bibles. Let's see what God says. The book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That means because we have a sure understanding of the Most High, because we are deeply rooted in doing his works, we know that he will do what he says he's going to do for us. Oftentimes they say faith without work is dead, according to the book of James. Why is that? Because faith must be accompanied by what? Let's see what God says. Because if you believe in the Most High, this should be, let's go to the book of Sirach. chapter 32 and verse 24. Let's see what God says. If you have the Red Apocrypha, it is on page 90. Sirach, the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 32 and verse 24. Let's see what God says. He that believeth in the Most High taketh heed to the commandment. Meaning, if you have faith in the Most High via Hamashiach, you are going to keep his commandments. That's why faith without work is dead. What are the works? Let's see what the works are according to the Bible. Let's go to the book of Exodus, chapter 18, verse 20. Oftentimes people think that the Bible is some fairy tale. No, this Bible is true. Let's see what God commanded Moses to teach to us. Let's go to the book of Exodus, chapter 18 and verse 20, to see what the works are according to the Bible. The book of Exodus, chapter 18 and verse 20. And thou, this is the Most High talking to Moses, and thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shalt shew them the way wherein they must walk, meaning what they should be doing. Read. And the work that they must do. We cannot go away from the commandments. Let's go to the book of Psalm, chapter 111 and verse 10 to see something. Let's go to the book of Psalm, chapter 111, verse 10. Oftentimes we have no understanding of the Bible because we don't keep God's commandments. If we do not keep God's commandments, how will we understand what Matthew 6 verse 9 says? Because for the kingdom of the Most High to come, this kingdom has to go down. That's why many of our people, they recite the Lord's Prayer, but they have no understanding of what this prayer says. The Lord's Prayer is a powerful prayer. When you say, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, what you are saying is that you want this kingdom to go down. And when you say that, this is what they call a casus belli, a declaration of war. Because for this kingdom to go down, there should be war. Let's see what God says. Let's go to the book of Psalm, chapter 111 and verse 10. The book of Psalm, chapter 111 and verse 10. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. So when you keep God's commandments, you will have an understanding of what faith is. Let's go back to the book of Hebrews, chapter 11. We are to have faith in this work, brothers and sisters. That's why those of you who are not part of a school yet, find a school that your spirit birth witness with. Because you need brothers and sisters in this work. Let's see what God says. The book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Meaning you don't see it, but you believe it. For instance, many of us have yet to see the kingdom of Yah. But we believe in this. That's what we believe in. Let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 25. The book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. Now, whenever you are reading the Bible, If the writings are in red, these are the words of Hamashiach directly from his mouth. Yeah, go ahead, brother, ask your meditation. What is your question, my brother? Go ahead. Remember, this is a classroom. We are here to answer your questions. Yeah, what is your question, my dear brother? Go ahead. Now, and the book of Revelation chapter 2 and verse 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. This is something that we expect. We have yet to see it, but we believe it. Remember, faith is the substance of things hoped for. We hope that this is going to happen. The evidence of things not seen, meaning that we don't see it. In our mind, we already see it. And you can see it right now. The nations now, many of them, somehow, they are in turmoil. How can one man who posts a link about a movie, all of a sudden this man becomes the black beast in the NBA? Only one man. Think about it, Israel. Only one man. He just posted the link to a movie. Now the entire league, or the heads of that league, they see this brother as a black beast for the NBA. Only one player. Now this should prove something to you, that as a people, we must come back to God's laws. Because if we don't, we must expect this to happen to us. Let's see what God says. Let's go to the book of Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. The book of Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. But such as leave it shall die. When we don't keep God's laws, we are to expect death to cleave unto us. When we don't keep God's laws, we must expect bad things to happen to us. This is what God says. So it is incumbent upon us to make sure that we keep God's laws. It is incumbent upon us to make sure that we do what God commands us to do. Brother, ask your meditation. Go ahead, my brother. What is your question, brother? Go ahead. It is incumbent upon us to make sure that we keep God's laws in our mind. It is incumbent upon us to make sure that we do what God commands us to do. Does the Sabbath start at Friday sundown and end on Sunday sundown? Yes, my brother. Let's go to the book of Leviticus chapter 23. Now, at the light of Zion, we believe this in the Bible. Let's see what God says. The book of first, let's go to the book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 5. Let's go to the book of Genesis chapter 1 and verse 5. Let's see what God says. The book of Genesis chapter 1 and verse 5. And the Elohim called the light day, and the darkness he called night. Remember, the Most High, Hamashiach, and the angels, they were part of the creation. They were creating everything. And the Elohim called the light day, and darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. So we believe that a day starts at sundown and ends at sundown, meaning that once the sun goes down, we are in another day. Now let's see what God says. Let's go to the book of Leviticus chapter 23. The Sabbath day is part of what we call Israelite 101. Once you come into the truth, these are first things that we as Israelites, we ought to be familiar with. Let's go to the book of Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 1. The book of Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 1. Now, the book of Leviticus chapter 23 outline all the feasts that we outline some of the feasts that we as Israelites must keep. Remember, the Leviticus 23 is part of what we call the ceremonial law. Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feasts of the Most High, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts. Verse 3. 6 days shall work be done. But the seventh day, as we already know, the seventh day starts from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. So on the seventh day, which goes from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, this is what we believe at the Light of Zion. A day starts once the sun goes down. So we believe that on Friday sundown all the way to Saturday, before the sun goes down, we believe that this is the seventh day. Once the sun goes down on Saturday, it is the beginning of a new day. This is what we believe. Let's go back to the book of Leviticus, to the book of Hebrews 11. We ought to have faith in this work. If you believe that you're gonna rule with Hamashiach when he comes back, you ought to keep God's laws. Let's go back to the book of Hebrews, chapter 11. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Substance of things hoped for. We have hope that we are going to rule with Hamashiach. The evidence of things not seen, in our mind, we already see it happening, meaning that we are working for it to come. We are doing our best to keep God's laws so we can have power over the other nations. Yeah, my brother, what you have to do is just ask the Most High for forgiveness and then make sure that you prepare yourself before the Sabbath day. Israel understand that it is incumbent upon us to make sure that we perfect our walk with the Most High. With the Most High. Let's see what God says. Let's go to the book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 20. Jude chapter 1, verse 20. That's why it is best try to get everything ready way before the Sabbath. For instance, you know you're gonna need some food to eat. Make sure that even on Wednesday everything is fully prepared, so that if you forget something, you may get it on Thursday. Let's see what that says. Let's go to the book of Jude, chapter 1 and verse 20. Jude chapter 1 verse 20. But ye, beloved, building up yourselves on your most holy faith, praying in the Holy Spirit. Keep yourselves in the love of the Most High. What is the love of the Most High? Keeping God's commandments, according to the book of John chapter 5. Keep yourselves in the love of the Most High, looking for the mercy of our Adon Hamashiach Yahushai unto eternal life. We ought to perfect ourselves. We ought to have faith in the Most High. Let's go back to the book of Hebrews. The book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 2. For by it, the it is of faith, the elders obtained a good report. Elders, brothers like John. Let's see one brother that had faith in the Most High. Let's go to the book of John, chapter 5 and verse 45. Let's see one brother that had faith in the Most High via Hamashiach. John chapter 5 verse 45. We must read the Bible and follow after the examples of brothers and sisters who were faithful to the Most High via Hamashiach. John chapter 5 and verse 45. Let's see how powerful the faith of this brother is. One thing that we tend to do is that we tend to John chapter 1 verse 45. John chapter 1 verse 45. Oftentimes we tend to neglect the commandments. As a result, our faith gets diminished in the Most High. That's what God says. Let's go to the book of John. Yeah, my brother, we will explain John 5:45 later on. Let's go to the book of John chapter 1 verse 45 to see something very quick. John chapter 1 and verse 45. Philip findeth Nathanael and saith unto him, We have found him, of whom Moses in the law and the prophets did write, Hamashiach of Nazareth, the son of Joseph. Verse 46. And Nathanael said unto him, Can there any good thing come out of Nazareth? Philip said unto him, Come and see. Hamashiach saw Nathanael coming to him and said of him, Behold, an Israelite indeed, in whom is no guile. Verse 48. Nathanael said unto him, Whence knowest thou me? Hamashiach answered and said unto him, Before that Philip called thee, when thou wast under the fig tree, I saw thee. Nathanael answered and said unto him, Rabbi, thou art the Son of the Most High, thou art the King of Israel. Hamashiach answered and said unto him, Because I said unto thee, I saw thee under the fig tree. Believest thou? Believest thou? Thou shalt see greater things than these. And he said unto him, Verily, verily I say unto you, hereafter ye shall see heaven open, and the angels of the Most High ascending and descending upon the Son of Man. So, you see, the Hamashiach now gives a good report about the faith of Nathanael. Verse 48. Nathanael said unto him, Whence knowest thou me? Hamashiach answered and said unto him, Before that Philip called thee, when thou wast under the fig tree, I saw thee. Hamashiach only said that to him. Let's see what his answer was. Nathanael answered and said unto him, Rabbi, thou art the Son of the Most High, Thou art the King of Israel. So he believed in Hamashiach. So his faith was unwavering. He had a solid faith in the Most High via Hamashiach. What is John 5:45? Okay, let's go to the book of John chapter 5 verse 45. Now in John chapter 5, Hamashiach was discussing with them. Let's see what he told them. Let's go to the book of John chapter 5 verse 1. John chapter 5 verse 1. Now, one thing you have to understand is that for many of our people, many of them wanted to catch Hamashiach. You have to understand, Israel, many of our people are wicked. Because Hamashiach healed the brother on the Sabbath day, they wanted to accuse him of not keeping the Sabbath day holy. This is the many brothers in Israel. You may find that same spirit is still around us. Let's go to the book of John chapter 5 verse 1. John chapter 5 and verse 1. After this, there was a feast of the Jews, and Hamashiach went up to Jerusalem. Now there is at Jerusalem by the sheep market a pool, which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethesda, having 5 porches. And there lay a great multitude of important folk, of blind, halt, withered, waiting for the moving of the water. So many of you know the story. This brother, whenever the angel moved the water, he had nobody to push them into the water to be healed. But Hamashiach healed that brother. But let's go to the book of verse 10. The Jews therefore, the book of John chapter 5 and verse 10. The Jews therefore said unto him that was cured, it is the Sabbath day. It is, remember Israel, listen to what the Bible says here. The Jews therefore said unto him that was cured. The brother was sick. Hamashiach healed the brother. But because they wanted to accuse Hamashiach, they are trying to use the Sabbath day as a means to accuse Hamashiach for not keeping the Sabbath day. Because you know, in the law was that if you don't keep the Sabbath day holy, you are supposed to be put to death. That's why in Numbers 15 you see that Hamashiach commanded that they kill that brother who was picking up sticks to kindle fire. John 5 verse 10. John chapter 5 and verse 10. The Jews therefore said unto him that was cured, it is the Sabbath day. It is not lawful for thee to carry thy bed. Now verse 45. Remember, verse 42. Let's go to verse 42. Verse 42. John chapter 5 verse 42. But I know you, that ye have not the love of the Most High in you. What is the love of God? John 5, 1 John chapter 5 verse 3. Let's see what the love of God is. Now these were brothers and sisters. These were brothers that were somehow they were trying to accuse him for not keeping God's laws. 1 John chapter 5 verse 3. Let's see what the love of the Most High is. The book of 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of the Most High. Now, John here is going to define what the love of God is. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous, meaning that the commandments of the Most High, they are not hard to keep. Now let's go back to John 5 verse 42. But I know you, that ye have not the love of God in you, meaning that you don't really keep God's commandments. Verse 45. Do not think that I will accuse you to the Father. There is one that accuseth you, even Moses, meaning indeed, in whom ye trust. For had ye believed Moses, ye would have believed me, for he wrote of me. So if they really were keeping God's commitments, they would have known that Moses talked about Hamashiach. Let's get it. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 18. Meaning that what they are saying is that Moses accusing them, meaning that what Moses said, they are not really doing what Moses commanded them to do. They are not really defending what Moses wrote. They are not really applying the laws of God in them, in themselves. Let's see what God says. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 15. Now the book of Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, they are called the Torah or the Pentateuch. Penta meaning 5. You may see in some Bibles they may call these 5 books the Pentateuch. Let's see what Moses wrote concerning Hamashiach. One thing about Israel is that Israel always talk a good talk, but they never walk a good walk. You will see them talking about the law, but when you look deep, you don't see that they are not really practicing the law. Because we have to be the embodiment of the law. We have to do our best. In fact, before that, let's go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 5 verse 1. Let's see what Moses wrote again. Moses accusing them, meaning that Moses is showing what Moses wrote, they are not really applying it. Let's see what God says. Let's see what Moses wrote concerning God's commitments. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 5 verse 1. And Moses called all Israel and said unto them, Hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak in your ears this day, that ye may learn them and keep them and do them. The verb to do is an action verb. Israel always talk, but when it comes to doing when it comes to applying the commandments of God in their life, there is always a problem. Yeah, my brother, the spelling of the book of Jude is Jude. Juliet, Uniform, Delta, Echo. Jude. The book of Jude is right before the book of Revelation. Let's see what Moses wrote concerning Hamashiach. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 15. The Most High, thy power, understand this, Israel. We are the chosen seed of the house of Israel. We are God's chosen people. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 15. The Most High, thy power, will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me. Unto him ye shall hearken, according to all that thou desirest of the Most High, thy power in Horeb. So, who was that prophet that was like unto Moses? Not Joshua. That is a Mashiach. Why? Let's get it. Let's go to the book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse 1. The book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse 1. Let's see what Hamashiach is doing that Moses used to do. Remember what happened when we were sinning. The Most High commanded Moses to make a serpent in bronze, and then once the snakes bit our people, once they look at the serpent, they got healed. They were immediately healed. Let's see what God says. Let's go to the book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse 1 to see something very great. The book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse 1. My little children, these things write I unto you, that ye sin not. And if any man sin, we have an advocate. The word advocate means a lawyer, a representative. And if any man sin, we have an advocate with the Father, Hamashiach Yahawashai, the righteous. So the same way Moses was like a middleman between us and the Most High, this is the same way Hamashiach is like a middleman between us and the Most High. So if they were really keeping God's laws, they would have known that Moses wrote this in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 15. Let's go back to the book of Hebrews. Let's see some warriors that were faithful, some warriors that had faith in the Most High via Hamashiach. First, understand that if we have faith in the Most High, we ought to keep His commandments. Let's go back to Hebrews. Hebrews chapter 11, let's start at verse 4. At verse 3. The book of Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 3. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of the Most High, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. Verse 4. By faith Abel offered unto the Most High a more excellent sacrifice than Cain. So he had faith in the Most High. He kept God's commandments. He offered the Most High the best of what he had. When you have faith, even though you don't have money, but you believe that you will find money, the Most High will send money for you to pay the rent. You need a car. You say, you know what, I'm going to believe it, that the Most High will give me a car. Once you keep God's commandments, you understand that the Most High, He that gives food to all flesh, He will take care of you. Verse 4, the book of Hebrews chapter 11 verse 4. By faith Abel offered unto the Most High a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, the Most High testifying of his gifts, and by it he being dead yet speaketh. Meaning that his works are still speaking for him, because he was excellent in the eyes of the Most High, because his sacrifice was excellent. Even though Abel is dead, we are still talking about Abel till unto this day. Yeah, brother Hebrew Israel, know that according to Romans, whatever happens in our life, we may think it is bad for us, but understand that the Most High is in control. So this happened, take it cheerfully. If you are able to get the chuck back, brother, get it back. Do not let this discourage you. Just learn from that. Whenever something happens in your life, my brother, learn from it. Do not try to blame people. First, check in your spirit to see where you go off. Maybe you parked it in a no parking zone. Once, check first to see, check within yourself first. Because oftentimes we tend to blame people when things happen to us. But when you dig deeper, you see, no, because I didn't do this, that happened. Verse 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. What does that mean? Let us read it again. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. If you don't believe in the Most High, you won't be able to please him. That means you will not keep his commandments. This is what that means. Let's go back to the book of Sirach 32 verse 24. Israel, the Bible is a good book. Once you take your time to link the verses, you will have a good understanding of what God says. Hebrews 11 verse 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. The him is God. Let's see what God says. Sirach 32 verse 24. Sirach 32 verse 24. He that believeth in the Most High taketh heed to the commandment, and he that trusteth in him shall fare never the worse. The Most High is our Father. Many of you who are fathers, when your children listen to you, oh, that pleases you. When they do what you command them to do, that pleases you. It is the same way. When we keep God's commandments, we please the Most High when we do that. Hebrews 11 verse 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. Meaning that if you don't have faith, you will not keep God's commandments. Therefore, you will make God angry. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, you have to believe that the Most High is the Almighty, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. If you seek the Most High, you will find him. If you seek him with all your heart, you will find him. He will open doors for you. So we see that our forefather Abel was a man of God. He had faith. Let's see. Brother Israel. Basically, this happens. Hey, come what may. Let's go to the book of Romans 8 verse 28. Let's see what God says. Remember, my brother, when things happen in our life, this can also be a test to test our patience, to test our faith in Hamashiach. Let's see what God says in the book of Romans chapter 8 verse 28. My brother, basically that's the way it is. That's the way it is in several spots in the world. You put your car somewhere, thinking that you will come back to put a new battery in it or to put a new tire. Before you know it, they throw it away because they want to make money. But my brother, one thing we have to understand is that the Lord allows this to happen for a reason. Because remember, what did he told Satan? He told Satan, go and take everything that Job has. The only thing is don't kill him. This was a test that Job was going through. And guess what? Because Job passed the test successfully, the Most High gave him later on double of what he had. You never know, my brother. God may give you 2 more trucks. Let's see what God says. Romans chapter 8, verse 28. the book of Romans chapter 8 verse 28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, that love the Most High, via Hamashiach, to them who are called according to his purpose. My dear brother, this happens. Hey, don't let that discourage you. Get the church back and keep moving forward. Along the way, the Most High may bless you more, brother. This is the type of mindset that we have to have, because we believe in the Almighty. He is the creator of heaven and earth. You never know, my dear brother. You may have 2 more trucks coming on your way. Let's go back to the book of Hebrews. We are God's chosen people, Israel. Because the Most High knows us, we are to have faith in him. Let's see what God says. Let's go to the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 7. By faith, we already see one, Abel. By faith, Noah being warned of things. By faith, Noah, the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 7. By faith, Noah, being warned of God of things not seen yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world. Once the Most High commanded him to build the ark, he built the ark. No question asked. He didn't go back and forth with the Most High. By the which he condemned the world, and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. Verse 8. And by faith Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for inheritance, obeyed and went, and he went out, not knowing whither he went. Once we saw in the chapter, in the portion, in the Torah portion yesterday, once the Most High commanded him to leave, what did Abraham do? At that time, his name was Abram. What did he do? He packed up and left. And the Most High guided him to the land of Canaan. So Israel, we already see Abel, Noah, and Abraham. Let's get another one. The book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 32. But also at verse 30. By faith, the walls of Jericho fell down after they were compassed about 7 days. By faith, the harlot Rahab perished not with them that believed not. So Rahab, because she believed that the Most High was going to give us Jericho, she housed the brothers. In the end, the Most High saved her. So Israel, you can see that when you have faith in the Most High, you believe that the Most High, what he says, he will do it, good things will come on your way. When she had received the spies with peace, what shall I more say? For the time would fail me to tell of Gideon, of Barak, of Samson, of Jephthah, of David, and also of Samuel, and of the prophets, So he's outlining a lot of brothers that kept God's laws. We can also include Sister Deborah. We can also include Sister Esther. This is what we can also include Brother Mordecai. So Israel, the title of the class is Faithful Israelites, meaning Israelites that were full of faith. Esther from the tribe of Benjamin. David from the tribe of Judah. Tobit from the tribe of Naphtali. So you see Israelites full of faith. So you ought to have faith as well in Hamashiach. And the way for you to start is to keep God's commandments. Because when you keep God's commandments, you know for sure that He will do what He says He will do. Do you think that serving Him is a bad thing? No. Keeping His commandments is a bad thing? No, it is not. In fact, this is a good thing for you. Do you know why? Let's see what God says. Let's go to the book of Psalm, chapter 34, to see what God says. Psalm 34. Let's see something very quick. Because many of you may think, I'm keeping God's law, so I'm just wasting my time. No, you are not wasting your time, my brother. My sister, you are not wasting your time. Let's see what God says. Psalm 34 and verse 7. Psalm chapter 34 and verse 7. The angel of the Most High encampeth round about them that fear Him, and delivereth them. You keep God's commandments. You have the fear of the Most High. He will send His angels to keep you safe. Brother Israel, from the mighty tribe of Judah. That's good, my brother. Yeah, Psalm chapter 34 and verse 7. Psalm chapter 34 and verse 7. Let me read it again. The book of Psalm chapter 34 and verse 7. The angel of the Most High encampeth round about them that fear Him. That's why you always hear us say, please send Hamashiach to encamp around us. Because Israel, in fact, look that. Let's go to the book of Psalm 124 and verse 1 to see something very quick. Psalm chapter 124 and verse 1. Let's see what God says. Psalm chapter 124 and verse 1. The book of Psalm chapter 124 and verse 1. If it had not been the Most High who was on our side, now may Israel say, if it had not been the Most High who was on our side, when men rose up against us, then they had swallowed us up quick. Meaning that if the Most High was not with us, we would be dead already. Thanks to Yahweh Mashiach, His compassion does not fail. He renews them every day. In fact, very quick, let's go to the book of Lamentation, chapter 3 and verse 20-21. Very quick. Now, the book of Lamentation is written by our brother Jeremiah. Let's see what Jeremiah wrote for us in the book of Lamentation, chapter 3. Lamentations, chapter 3 and verse 21. The book of Lamentations, chapter 3 and verse 21. This I will call to mind. Therefore have I hope. It is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed. It is of the Most High's mercies that we are not consumed, because His compassions fail not. So we are still standing because the Most High still has compassion for us. Israel, we ought to keep God's laws. Israel, if we believe in the Most High, we ought to apply God's commandments in our life. Let's go to the book of Psalm, chapter 72, verse 18. Psalm 72, verse 18. Let's see what God says. Oftentimes we try to do what we want to do. No, Israel. We must do what God commands us to do, not what we want to do. Psalm 72, verse 18. But let us finish with Psalm 34, verse 7 first. First, the book of Psalm, chapter 34 and verse 7. Now, David wrote this psalm. This is a psalm that we use for protection. Oh yeah, because you need the Most High to send His angels to encamp around you, to keep you safe. The book of Psalm, chapter 34 and verse 7. The angel of the Most High encampeth round about them that fear Him, and delivereth them. If you believe in the Most High, He will send His angels to keep you safe. Now let's go to the book of Psalm, chapter 72 and verse 18. Psalm chapter 72 and verse 18 to see what God has in store for us. The book of Psalm, chapter 72 and verse 18. Blessed be the Most High power, the power of Brother Solomon McFadden. Shalom, my dear brother, shalom. Blessed be the Most High power, the power of our priest, Captain Cameron. Blessed be the Most High power, the power of our dear brother Hebrew Israel. Blessed be the Most High power, the power of our dear brother or sister Astro Meditation. Blessed be the Most High power, the power of our brother Kashakia, brother Richard Morentus, my dear brother. December the 17th. You know what it is. Blessed be the Most High power, the power of all the children of Israel. Blessed be the Most High power, the power of all of our brothers, all of Israel, all the 12 tribes of Israel. Blessed be the Most High power, the power of all those who are currently watching. Israel, on the 17th of December, we are going to open the Feast of Hanukkah. They call it Hanukkah or Feast of Dedication. During that feast, we are going to wear khaki, military garment. This year, the leadership wants to include another movement with Hanukkah. It is called Take Back the Bow. In Hanukkah, we had to take back the temple. We had to clean the temple. We had to cleanse the temple once we got it back from the Greeks. It is the same thing. According to the movement Take Back the Bow, what we are doing is that we are reclaiming the rainbow. Therefore, we are going to marry Hanukkah with the claiming of the bow, with the claiming of the rainbow. So we are going to fuse the rainbow with the khaki garments that we are going to wear. For instance, you may have your khaki with you and a patch with the rainbow on your left or your right arm. Why? Let's go to the book of 2 Ezra chapter 6:54. Let's see what God says. Let's see what the angel told Ezra about us. The book of 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. We are God's chosen people, according to Isaiah chapter 44 and verse 1. All this have I spoken before thee, O Most High, because thou madest the world for our sakes. The world for our sakes, including the rainbow. Including the rainbow, because the world belongs to us. Verse 56. As for the other people, which also come from Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. Verse 57. And now, O Most High, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords. The word lords mean ruler. Have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. Verse 58. But we thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. Verse 59. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? The world belongs to us. Everything that the Most High created belongs to us. We have to step up to take everything back. That's why we have the movement here at the Light of Zion. The name of the movement is Take Back the Bow. We are going to fuse that with the Feast of Hanukkah. We are going to wear military garments. For instance, green khaki. And on that green khaki, we may include some colors of the rainbow. Be creative, Israel. Do something. Let's say you have your garment, and on your right shoulder or left shoulder, you can have a scarf with the rainbow on it. The name of the movement is Take Back the Bow. We are in Hanukkah. We are taking back. When our forefathers celebrated the first Hanukkah, they were taking the temple back from the Greeks. They had to cleanse the temple. Because remember, the Greeks, they used to sacrifice swine in the temple. So we had to cleanse the temple. When you say to cleanse, that means you were doing a full cleanup. That's why we use the verb to cleanse. C-L-E-N-S-E, meaning that you are doing a full cleanup. That's what our forefathers did. They were doing a full cleanup, meaning they were cleansing the temple. They cleansed the temple, meaning they did a full cleanup. It is in that same spirit. While we are celebrating the taking back of the temple, we fuse it with Take Back the Bow. Yes, my brother, the Feast of Hanukkah is in the book of Maccabees. So as you go along, you will see how we got the temple. It is in Sirach, in the Apocrypha. You will see how we'll go over this later on with you, my brother. Don't worry, we will go over it. It will be on the 17th of December. Hanukkah is a 7-day feast. We celebrate Hanukkah the same way we celebrate the Feast of Unleavened Bread and the Feast of Tabernacles. It is a 7-day feast. So Israel, get ready. We will give you more information as we go along. Today is November the 6th. We will open Hanukkah on December the 17th. So you have 1 month and 11 days to prepare. We are going to wear military garments with rainbow colors or rainbow fused in that garment. So we're going to be creative, Israel. Be creative. You may have a headband with the menorah, a horn, and the rainbow over everything. So these are ideas that we are bringing forth. As you are thinking what to do, the Most High through Mashiach will inspire you what to do. Israel, know that we love you. We are here for you. Understand that, Israel, for us to do this work, we need your help. That's why we always ask. We are asking, please, as less as you can, or as much as you can, donate to this ministry. Before you donate, check to see if your money is being used to further the gospel. Because the word gospel means good news. Check to see if we are in the streets teaching the people. Check to see if we have classes available for you to watch. Check to see if your money is being used effectively for the work of the Lord. Please, if you want to donate, donate via Cash App. It is $TheeLoz. Our aim is to further the gospel, to wake up brothers and sisters all over the globe by all lawful and legal means necessary. This is our job. The Most High says in Romans chapter 10 verse 14, how can they hear without a preacher? Those of you who are new in the truth, take notes. Read your Bible. Don't just accept everything. When a teacher brings something, he has to come with scriptures. Don't just accept any and everything. Also, if you do not have a school yet that you congregate with, if you are in Florida, contact the Light of Zion. Or if you are out of state, contact us as well. Let's see, our phone number is 754 754 367 4052. This is the school's phone number, 754 367 4052. Now, what is our lineup for the week? Our weekly lineup is on Tuesday, On Monday, we have early in the morning, we premiere videos about health. The name of the alcoholic class of that class is called Good Health, Good Estate. That is the title of the class every Monday. Good Health, Good Estate, where you will see an Israelite professional in the health field. You may see our chiropractor, Brother Israel, or our hygienist, Captain Zamar, and later on you will see more brothers telling you, teaching you how to take care of yourself. Because Israel, health is wealth. The Bible says that. Good health, good estate, it is something that we get from the Bible. We have this class every Monday, Good Health, Good Estate, where we teach you how to take care of yourself. On Tuesday, we have Bring That Out with Chief Minister Shalama, Captain Shemshuan, Captain Abawan, and Officer Baruch. On Wednesday, we have Wednesday Wisdom with Captain Shemshuan and Officer Asher. On Thursday, we have Soldiers Class for the men with Captain Zamar. On Friday, from 7:30 to 8 p.m., 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m., we have PFI. PFI stands for Prayer for Israel. When we come here, we bring your requests to the Most High via Hamashiach. Because if we believe in the Most High, we have to pray to Him. Because you never know. He may hear your prayers. He may hear our requests and deliver us and sends consolation to us. That same Friday, we have that same Friday we have the history class with Bishop Lapalal and Captain Yakazak. And on Saturday, from 12 p.m. to 3, we have the Sabbath service with Chief Minister Shalama. Yeah, my brother, yeah. What are your thoughts on Israel United in Christ, IUIC? Let's see what our thoughts are. Let's go to the book of Isaiah 52 verse 8. No, first let's go to the book of Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 20. Let's see what God says. Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 20. Let's see what God says. Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 20. Let's see what God says concerning the teachers of Israel. Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 20. Let's see what God says. The book of Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 20. And though the Most High give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. So I believe that all the camps in Israel, they are teachers of the Most High. We may not agree on doctrine, but we are all here for the same purpose. What is our purpose? Isaiah 49 verse 5. Let's see what our purpose is as teachers of the law. Let's see what our purpose is. All the camps. Let's see what our purpose is. Isaiah 49 verse 5. Let's see what God says. The book of Isaiah chapter 49, verse 5. And now saith the Most High, that formed me from the womb, to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him. The aim of all the camps is to bring Hamashi, is to bring the Most High, is to bring God's people, the 12 tribes of Israel, to the Most High via Hamashiach. Right now, we have a difference in doctrine. But let's see what will happen when Hamashiach comes back. Let's see what will happen. Isaiah 52 and verse 8. Let's see what will happen. The book of Isaiah, chapter 52 and verse 8. Thy watchmen shall lift up the voice, with the voice together shall they sing. Because they shall see eye to eye, when the Most High shall bring again Zion. So when Hamashiach comes back and gathered all the 12 tribes together, all the teachers in Israel will see eye to eye. Meaning Hamashiach will be the one in charge. All of us will have the very same day for Passover, the very same day for the Feast of Fruit, the Feast of First Fruits, the very same day for Hanukkah, and the very same day, the very same week for the Feast of Tabernacles. So my brother, we believe that IUIC, HODC, HOI, we believe that all the camps, they are doing their best to bring Israel to the Most High via Hamashiach. But Israel, let's go to the book of Psalm 133. Psalm 133. Shayar, Ama'arwath, Ladawad, Hana, Ma, Towab, Wama, Nayim, Shabath, Akyam, Gum, Yakad, Kashaman, Hatawab, Ail, Haraash, Yorad, Ail, Hazakwan, Zakwan, Aharon, Shayarad, Ail, Paya, Madawathiwa, Kato, Kawamwan, Shayarad, Ail, Haraya, Tazayawan, Kaya, Shem, Tazawa, Yahawa, Ath, Habraka, Kayayam, Aid, Iwulam, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahawashai, Thawaya, Thamyad, Aman. The book of Psalm, chapter 133 and verse 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head, that went down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For there the Most High commanded the blessing, even life forevermore. Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahawashai, Fawada, Thamyad, Amen. Israel, all praises to our Mashiach. It was nice for you to we are happy that you are listening. May the Most High Mashiach bless you all. Know that at the light of Zion, we are here for you. We are your servants. Those of you who would like to take part in the Hanukkah feast, we would like to see you. Brother Hebrew Israel, I would like to see you, my dear brother. Brother Richard Morentus, Brother Kashakia, I would like to see you as well. Sister Deborah in Chatham, Massachusetts, I would like to see you as well, my dear sister. Brother Solomon McFadden, I would like to see you as well. My brother, you can drive from South Carolina to Florida. You can do it, my dear brother. We would like to see you as well. I know that all praises to Asla Mashiach. If it is Yasmin through Mashiach, Priest Kairam will be here as well. Brother Astro Meditation or Sister Astro Meditation, we would like to see you at the Feast of Hanukkah. Israel, Sister Francisco Farina, my dear brother Francisco Farina, my dear brother, I would like to see you as well in the Feast of Hanukkah. Israel, come and see what is going on. You are part of the family. We will open the feast on the 17th of December of this year. What does that mean? That means you have 1 month and 11 days to prepare. That means you can ask 2 or 3 days off on your plantation. Israel Shalom. May the Most High Mashiach bless you all. Shalom.